perfect weather.
On behalf of the elderly, we are here celebrating the memorial statue of General Rose. My half-brother, Larry Meisel. This is
I'm
my
Kara,
daughter.
his daughter.
Kara.
I've met you before, I think.
A long time.
Yes, it's really nice to see you too. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Nice. Big day.
50 years I've got my
I know. Since you were young.
All this stuff when we met the governor the first time. You bet. Great to see you, and thank you so much for all you've done. Well, it's a pleasure, my honor for sure.
Member Paul, and this is his wife Lisa.
And this is my wife Lisa.
That's his daughter.
Well, pleasure to meet you. You can know why she's.
So tell me your names once again, please. Jonna?
Yes.
Daniel.
Tyler.
Travis.
And Phyllis.
So is anyone named after Maurice? After your dad?
No, I mean, they knew him. They did very well.
Named his two boys as well. And perhaps he knew that he wouldn't be around to continue that legacy. So that's something very special. Yeah.
I mean, just the things that were said.
Sheriff's Department under Sheriff Harlan Copeland. Chief investigator for the Sheriff's Department. And then when the re-election came, Dad went to, he was Chief of Police for the San Antonio Airport.
That's where people started.
Quite a career.
See, when his name was on the airport, you would see all the names of the directors of the airport.
Your husband's name is on.
His name was on there, and that's when the veterans started going through.
That's how they started recognizing, finding him. They said, well, I wonder if he's any relation to the general.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Patrick Ustruck, and I'm a Command Sergeant Major in the Colorado National Guard. It's my honor to welcome all of you to Major General Maurice Rose Monument Commemorative Celebration today. We are here to honor General Rose's life and service. From his childhood as son of a rabbi growing up in Denver, Colorado, through his experiences in World War I and in the U.S. Cavalry, to his meteoric rise in World War II as one of the greatest battlefield commanders ever produced by our country. General Rose was commander of the 1st Army's legendary 3rd Armored Division, where he famously named Spearhead and the highest ranking officer killed in battle in the European theater of World War II. Before we begin, we want to extend our sincere gratitude to History Colorado for hosting this special dedication.
He grew through the night, and her flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Tall, handsome, intelligent, dapper, and Jewish. We're not talking about our governor here today. General Maurice Rose is a legend among Jewish and non-Jewish military folk. He represents the finest of the American warrior. How very appropriate that he was born during Hanukkah, the Jewish festival of lights, where we commemorate the miracle of lights and the great valor of Jewish warriors, the Maccabees, who fought against tremendous odds and prevailed, forever enshrining the Jewish principle that a little light will always dispel darkness and goodness will always triumph over evil. That little Jewish boy, son of a rabbi, grandson of a rabbi, and from a long lineage of Jewish leaders, from a young age longed to be a soldier, and perhaps stories of his faith resonated with him as he fought in several wars, culminating in the ultimate showdown between good and evil, tyranny and freedom in World War II.
My family and I are honored to be here with all of you today. It means so much to have Governor Jared Polis and the state of Colorado dedicate this monument in honor of my grandfather. On behalf of the entire Rose family, we'd like to extend our gratitude to everyone involved in creating this lasting moment. monument. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you especially to Paul Shaman, author Marshall Vogel, architect Seth Roseman, for your efforts, and George Lundeen. You truly captured my grandfather's likeness. We're also so grateful to many donors who incredible generosity made this all possible. This has been a difficult, bittersweet week for us. It's been 3 years since the loss of my father, Maurice Roderick Rose, who was the General's youngest son. I know that my dad would be so proud of today's dedication ceremony, and I know that my grandfather would have been so proud of the man that he grew up to be and the family that he raised.
It's been a long journey, 7 years, but we're all here together to honor the most decorated battle tank commander in U.S. military history. Governor Polis, on behalf of the Vogel family, on behalf of all the service people throughout the centuries, I want to present you with the statute for your office for the state of Colorado. And the reason it looks like that is it shows General Rose leading from the front. I want to say, because I've gotten to know you, how proud I am to know you and all the work that you did to make this happen. I love you, buddy. Thank you. That brings us to Larry Meisel, who I've known for 50 years. Every year he sings happy birthday to me over the phone, and I sing happy birthday to him. The good news is he sings happy birthday. The bad news, he's no Frank Sinatra. Larry, I love you. That statute's for you, and to honor you for all the work you not only did to help us get this monument built, but also your devotion to the people that serve our country. Thank you very much. Governor Polis, on behalf of Paul Shaman and myself, we're honored to present you with a transfer of title to the state of Colorado from Paul Shaman to Marshall Vogel. Thank you very much. When you leave here today, you'll get a gift basket, including the book that I wrote. And in the back of the book, I'm going to quote part of what I said about war. In the 20th century and the beginning of the first 15 years of this century, our nation has been constantly at war or engaged in armed conflicts. The world community hopes for a lasting peace. Yet, wars and armed conflicts continue with more powerful and devastating weaponry. In all this confusion, where war is the result, our country will always honor our military heroes like Major General Maurice Rose. The story of Rose is in tribute and gratitude to all of those known or unknown who protect or protected America's freedom guaranteed by our United States Constitution. And the most heartbreaking and heartwarming letter written by Chaplain Maurer in November of 1944, which is also in the book written by me, 2 special paragraphs that I think will maybe bring a tear in your eye. But remember these words when you go to see the statue of General Rose today. And I quote, "Through all we hear the overtones of grim loneliness, heartbreaking agony, bleeding experience, indomitable courage, and unrelenting, uncompromising, unswerving devotion to the spearhead division of the 3rd Armored Division, and the fortitude of trusting faith in our officers, General Rose, conducting this mighty symphony, a baton, not red with blood, but a baton crowned with an eagle and pointing to the stars. And after this tumultuous surge of war's music, the closing bars would bring the soft, clear, ringing chime of a church bell, calling the third to worship in the holy hush of a sanctuary, far removed from the sounds of warfare, the comfort and peace of hearth and home, a maiden's prayer, a father's hand clasp, the devotion of a loyal wife, a mother's tender lullaby, and a babe wrapped in sleep. Home is the taker from the wars. One soldier said, I know about that letter, but it'll make me cry, so don't read it. I want to close by God blessing all of you. God bless our servicemen and women. God bless America. Thank you.
In the words of the late, great Jerry Garcia, what a long, strange trip it's been. As a young child, I was fascinated by the bullet-riddled helmet I saw at Rose Hospital. Then in February of 2019, I attended a lecture by Rose biographer Marshall Fogel, and I was hooked. I promised myself I would do anything possible to assist in guaranteeing that the memory and legacy of Maurice Rose would not be forgotten in his home state of Colorado. The idea of a monument was born. There are fewer and fewer members of the greatest generation left to remind us of this pivotal time in history. We're very honored to have some of them here today. So as statues were being torn down and debated throughout our country, I set out to have one erected on our state capitol grounds. With the support of Marshall Fogel, Larry Mizell, George Lundeen, Seth Roseman, Alec Garnett, and the Rose family, we made this dream a reality. Very few Americans today have a family member or even an acquaintance serving in the military. My hope is that when the community visits this monument, they not only learn about our heroic and most honorable General Rose, but remember the 1% of the nation that continues to serve in the military, and even more importantly, their families that continue to sacrifice on behalf of all the rest of us. In today's climate of ever-increasing anti-Semitism, it is more critical than ever to set the record straight about Jews' loyalty to the countries in which they live. As far back as the Revolutionary War, there have been questions about Jews' patriotism to the United States. Yet these questions have been thoroughly debunked by historians. This monument will visibly add to the historical record of Jewish patriotism by initiating the accurate documentation of a Colorado Jewish war hero's life, military accomplishments, and sacrifice. Again, thank you to all of those who contributed time and funding to make this magnificent monument a reality. It's truly due to your efforts that this long, strange trip will have such a happy and positive ending. Thank you.
It's my awesome honor to introduce on this great Colorado day our governor, General Polis. Excuse me, Governor Polis.
Is that a field promotion? Thank you. Good afternoon. What a beautiful day here in downtown Denver. It is such an honor on behalf of the state of Colorado to honor, remember, celebrate the life of Colorado's own Major General Maurice Rose. General Rose died a hero, and now more Coloradans will remember his name. Among so many other accomplishments, General Rose was the highest ranking U.S. serviceman killed by enemy fire in the European theater during World War II. He was the most decorated armored battlefield commander in U.S. history. Throughout his lifetime of service, General Rose was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross, Distinguished Service Medal, Purple Heart with an oak leaf cluster, and 6 other awards. He completed an impressive number of firsts during his military career, including negotiation of the first major surrender of Axis forces, the first to capture a major German city. He was the first officer of any army to lead a ground invasion of Germany since Napoleon. This monument will also celebrate another first that he had the honor to fulfill. It's the first in Colorado to honor a Jewish Coloradan. As you can see, George designed the bronze statue that depicts the general gallantly motioning to his troops and his poise, leading under pressure, really hoping to capture the spirit as well as the likeness of General Rose. We also wouldn't be here today. Okay. Impressive. There are some Gold Star families with us here today. There are members of the Rose family as well as others. And just know, our hearts are with you. Your loved ones will never be forgotten. Those who are not Gold Star families can't even imagine the sacrifices that your families have made for our freedom, for our nation. Know that we stand with you, and we will always honor and remember the legacy of those who paid the ultimate price to protect our freedom. Could our Gold Star families, including the Rose family, please rise? And to our veterans, our men and women in uniform, on behalf of a grateful state of Colorado, you've earned our respect and gratitude. If our veterans and service members, current service members could rise, we would like to show you our appreciation. Another flyover. We are privileged to dedicate the Major General Maurice Rose Monument on state capitol grounds that will be here for generations to come, forever commemorating Rose's sacrifice and dedication as a soldier. This monument honors a true Colorado hero, a true American hero, representing the very image of a leader risking his life for his troops, for his nation. There is a closeness we can feel at this sacred place. We're surrounded by the presence of those who have served our country, those who have sacrificed so much for the freedom we enjoy here on this day. As a Coloradan and as an American, I want to express our gratitude to Major General Maurice Rose for his service and for his sacrifice. Thank you, Major General Maurice Rose.
Thank you, Governor. For those that are able, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to have a firing salute, so just be prepared. It's rather loud. I would now like to invite Larry Mizell, Linda Ekbom-Lent, Chad Christensen, Adam Argon, Marshall Fogel, Paul Shimon, Seth Rosenman, George Lundeen, and the Rose family to come forward for the ribbon cutting ceremony.
For this benediction, I'd like to offer the words of Rabbi Sam Rose. It's words that he shared when he heard the news that his son had passed away. It is well that since this had to be, it happened in the week of Passover. As God said, when I see the blood, I will pass over you. He spoke not only to the Jews, but to the Gentiles, the Americans, the Germans, to all peoples. When I see the sacrifice, the blood, I will pass over you. And so may God accept this sacrifice and see the blood and pass over all people for their sins at this Passover time, for my son's sake. The Jewish people have demonstrated their love of liberty and freedom for all people since the days of Abraham, Isaac, and Joseph. And I am proud that they are still demonstrating it in the wars of the world this Passover time, in the deeds and the death of my son.